Stop being so scared to propose. I am here to help you. My name is Isaac Rochelle, and I am by no means a husband expert, a proposal expert, but what I have done has worked. I get it. It can be a lot. It's the biggest decision of your life, but it does not need to be something that you become so scared to do and so nervous to do that you don't do it or you prolong it. So here's the deal. I'm going to help you out. I am by no means an expert, but what I will say is I had a great proposal and I had it planned out to a T, and I am going to give you that information so that you can take it to the next level. So your girl looks at you and she's like, man, that's my man. Okay. So let's get you right. Let's stop playing games. We're going to break it down in 5 easy steps. This is like Ned's Declassified meets proposal / husband PSA. So we're going to get you right. It's very simple. Let's go through the steps. Step 1, get a ring. Getting a ring is probably the hardest part. When you get that ring, as a guy, that's like where you're accepting, like, I'm getting engaged. And sometimes there's some nervousness with getting engaged because you're like, this is forever. Am I ready? This is a huge step. No, forget all that. Throw it out the window. If you love the girl, you love the girl. There's no perfect time to propose. Get the ring. Okay, get that part done. The minute you have the ring and the minute you open it up and you see that ring, it is going to change the way you operate forever. The craziest thing for me was when I got the ring, opened it up, closed it, hit it, whatever, and then I went and talked to my wife right after seeing the ring. It was the first time that I really looked at my wife, who was my girlfriend at the time, and I'm like, man, this is my wife right here. She doesn't even know I have this ring. She doesn't know anything. And it was the craziest phenomenon. That is going to make your process of proposing easier. It's going to get rid of the nerves. It's going to get rid of the anxiety around being a husband and making a lifelong decision, because you're going to have the ring and it's going to cause you to take a deep breath. Second thing about getting a ring that is super important is get the ring that she wants. This is not the I'm an alpha male, I'm gonna get the ring that I want, it's my, no, it's not. Get that out the window. This is about her. You wanna make sure to get the ring that she wants and the ring that she's been asking for. I'm telling you right now, your best friend as a about to get engaged man is Pinterest. My wife, the amount of things that my wife has on Pinterest, information, I'm talking like any information I want about what she wants is on Pinterest. So go look at your girl's Pinterest. If she doesn't have a Pinterest, then you're gonna have to tap into some next level CIA, FBI type research with her friends or whatever to get the information about what ring she wants. The most important part of proposal is when you open that thing up and she looks at the ring and she sees how beautiful it is. Last point that I'll make about the ring. If you are a guy who is like, man, it shouldn't even matter what ring I get, don't be that guy. It does matter what ring you get. Your girl's gonna say yes either way, but don't be the guy that's like, I'm gonna go rogue. She should say yes either way. No, bro, this is not your time to be thinking about yourself. This is your time to be thinking about your wife and your wife only. Get the ring that she wants. Number 2, you need to have a game plan. Okay, I play in the NFL. I would never go out and play a game with no type of game plan. I don't know what calls they're calling, none of that. I would have a game plan and do have a game plan every single time. If you want to have a successful proposal, you need to have a game plan. This means making sure that you have all the things in place which we'll talk about, to ensure a successful proposal. So again, I'm going to continue on talking about the things, but you need to have a game plan. Don't go in there and go rogue. This isn't the time to be like, I'm just going to kind of carry the ring around and I'll propose when I'm feeling it. No, you want to pick a spot that's super meaningful and relevant to y'all's relationship, or pick a situation that's super meaningful and relevant to y'all's relationship and propose there. Third thing. So when you're thinking about these things and you're thinking about where you're going to propose and how you're going to do it, I need you to be as basic as humanly possible. Yeah, I'm talking about Starbucks. I'm talking about Hobby Lobby. It's fall type basic. You need to make sure to be basic and think about things like a photographer, a videographer, things that like your wife is going to want to use for her social medias and all these basic things. And you need to implement those things in your proposal process. The biggest mistake that guys make is, oh man, we don't need a videographer. Man, we don't need a photographer. That's lame. That's basic. That's corny. No, you need to be lame. You need to be basic. You need to be corny, because that's what your girl wants. One of the coolest things about my engagement and my proposal process was the fact that I had everything videographed and photographed. I had people from all angles taking pictures. A lot of people might think, well, that just is an added expense. It's going to cause a lot of, financial burden. You can find ways to be creative. The biggest and coolest thing about getting engaged is this is your time to put in effort. Figure out a way to have that moment photographed and videoed in a way that makes sense for you. If you need to do it in a cheaper way, find a way to do it in a cheaper way. But but you need to be basic. You need to make sure that your girl's taken care of and she can capture and enjoy those moments later on in life. Fourth thing, this is super, super important. You need to make sure to have a speech plan. Now, when I say speech, I'm talking about the moment you get engaged and the moment you're about to propose, you need to have that speech down. Because here's why. You get to the moment, you've been planning this whole thing. Like I said, you want to have a game plan. You've planned a photographer, the videographer. You planned all these things. You're nervous. You black out and you're down on one knee and you're looking up at your wife and you're about to ask her to be your wife and you have no clue what to say. This is not the time to be in there. Will you marry me? No. You want to have that Romeo and Juliet, the Notebook type speech ready to go so you can look like a stud. You are a stud. So take advantage of that moment. I still remember what I had planned. My plan was I wanted to talk about all the things that my wife had sacrificed. So in my mind, I was like, you've sacrificed so much time to be with me. You've sacrificed, so many relationships and so many things to be with me because she followed me when I was in the NFL and she was really supportive of me and all these things. And I had that speech ready to go. So then when I was ready to propose, just pulled it out because you're going to black out. You're going to black out. So have a speech memorized and ready to go. This is the last thing. And this is by far the most important thing. And most people miss this in their proposal. When you are proposing, you want to make sure to have a post-game plan. Every great party and night out experience that you have, you come back to the crib and you have a little post-game, or you go to a literal after party. You need to be thinking along the same lines when it comes to getting engaged. Because here's the deal. You're going to have this emotional high leading up to the proposal. You're going to propose. And then what? A lot of people are going to live together. Like, think about if you live with your girlfriend at the time, you get engaged. So now we're just going back home. Oh, I'm just going to propose on a hike. And then we finish the hike. This is what I'm talking about. You need to make sure to have a post-game plan. I'll give you a great example. Your boy. I proposed to my wife. I had a great proposal. Immediately after the proposal, I had people come out with bottles of champagne. We're popping bottles immediately. Okay. So then my girl's got a little lather. She's got a couple glasses of champagne in her. We immediately go to the hotel that we're staying at where there's a staycation. We're doing it like a staycation because I wasn't just going to go back home. And I had clothes lined up. I had a whole set of clothes ready for her to pick out to put on because I had a post-game proposal celebration party later where all our friends we're going to come over. So again, vibes are still going. We're continuing to drink. Then we go to the party where we have like 20 of our closest friends and we are celebrating the proposal. I had a party planner come and plan that. Like, that was really well done. The point that I'm trying to make is this is the biggest day of your wife's life, of your girlfriend's life. Since she was a little girl, she was literally dreaming of getting proposed to. And when she was dreaming about it, it was a fairy tale experience. So your job as a husband is to make sure you fulfill that fairy tale experience. A fairy tale experience is not getting engaged and then going back and eating dinner at home. A fairy tale experience is not getting engaged and then having no type of game plan. Now what? A fairy tale experience is proposing and having a full game plan after. This does not require any money. This does not require any expertise on how to do it. This requires effort. If you are not in a financial place to hire a party planner and do all these things, you can have an event at your house with your closest friend. You can do something that's very special to you guys that makes her feel like that proposal keeps going. I think you get the point. The point is you need to have a post-game game plan. I appreciate you guys. I'm going to continue to do little excerpts like this. You guys are going to see a lot of this on social media, but it's also going to be on my YouTube. And I want you guys to continue to support Husband PSA because all we're trying to do is, we're trying to make relationships normal. Relationships are super difficult. Relationships are very challenging and they require a lot of effort. And that's the beauty of them. So what we're trying to do is normalize a lot of the conversations around relationships and just be normal, right? This is not like, we're not too cool for school, right? Like, let's just have normal conversations. So appreciate you. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow Husband PSA on Instagram and all channels, and make sure that you get on the email list at husbandpsa.com. Why? Because we randomly have great merchandise like this hat that I have on. Okay. You want to be a part of that. So appreciate the support. Appreciate you guys sticking around and watching the whole video. And Husband PSA is at the beginning of a super long journey. So I appreciate you being part of it. See you guys later.